How's it going, brothers and sisters? It's me, Zachariah, or Zach, whatever you want to call me. Um, yeah, I'm back. So to say, I so to speak. I guess um, I've been going through a lot, like a lot, mentally. So I actually had deleted my channel, so I lost all my subscribers, all my videos, all that. I just got rid of it. It's going through so much. It was crazy. But I want to talk to you guys about two dreams that I got. Pretty sure they're from God because it's a lot of like I guess spiritual things in these dreams. Um, so the first dream was it was kind of confusing in the beginning, but I'll just get right into it. So this dream was where I it started where I was like in this building, right? It was a very kind of like low light building, kind of almost kind of dark. And there were people in there. I don't know what the people were doing. I'm just trying to like get a visual of it. I mean, I do. It's just I'm trying to explain it in a good way. Okay, so it was kind of it was I was in a building, okay, and there were people in that building, and the people seemed like they were bored, like they were just like bored, and like they just were like just like bored, I don't know, like bored, or just being, just like drowned out, like they had no life in them. And there was this one person that came up to me, and they said, "You do not want to be here. This is the place you do not want to be in." And people would go through the same thing. It was kind of like hell, basically. They were being tortured, I guess. I couldn't really see anything torture wise, but it's like they were going through the same thing over and over and over and over again, forever and ever. Like they were going through the same thing over and over again. It was never ending. And at first I thought, oh my gosh, this is where I'm gonna be. Like, because I've been just going through so much mentally. Like, I've been falling back, and I got a dream like that, and I was freaking out because like, I don't want to go to hell. Nobody does. And then the dream changed, like, where I saw this. Then I'm trying to explain it. Okay, then this part in the roof inside the building opened up. It was like a little opening in the building at the top of the roof, like inside the building, right? It opened up. Hopefully I'm explaining this well. It opened up, and I stretched my arms up into that part of the building, and I think I said angels take me or something like that. I said something like that. I'm not sure. But I said that, and I started to like float up out into the through that little opening in the building. And eventually I was outside the building, right? I was outside the building, and I don't remember if the building had any windows or not. But I was outside the building, and it was just like Earth. It felt like I was on Earth. I could, but I was outside the building, right? And I looked up, and as I looked up, it was really cloudy and dark outside. Just looked very scary. And I was flying up into the sky. I was just flying straight up, like I was going up. I couldn't control how I was going up or down, but I went up. And I actually, in the dream, I actually kind of got scared because those clouds looked really scary and like creepy, and I didn't want to go near them. So I was kind of like, no, I don't want to go near those clouds. But that was in the dream, so yeah. Um, and that's really basically the dream right there. It's pretty much what I can remember. Sorry, from that point. Now the second dream was actually really short. Um, it was basically I was in this neighborhood. It was late at night. I was in this neighborhood, like these like small homes. I think I was in like a cul-de-sac late at night. I was hanging out with some friends, and then um, all of a sudden I went out into the street, the cul-de-sac part of the street. You guys know what a cul-de-sac is. And I looked off into the distance, and I saw this mushroom cloud, like an explosion had happened, like a massive explosion was, like a bomb went off basically, and that's what I saw. Oh, the other dream. I actually had three of these dreams. I already told you one of them, but before that one, I had just got done telling you. There was another one before that, and that one is so wow. It was just like crazy, and but anyway, I saw a big mushroom cloud in the distance in this neighborhood at night, and that's basically it. I don't really understand that dream, but I'm just telling you anyway. And oh yeah, the first dream. Now that it just kind of flew inside my head, like I remember it now. Um, the first dream was where I was left behind during the tribulation, the great tribulation, right? And there were all these people. Okay, so there was this one area in this. I was like in the city, in a city type scene, and all these people were flocking to this one area. There is this big golden monument like structure, right, where the people were heading towards, and it was basically like a ceremony. Like people were going towards this big ceremony, and I was shouting at the people saying, "No, don't do it. Don't don't worship the false image." I was telling them, like literally I was telling them in the dream, like, don't do it. Don't worship the image, the false image. Don't worship the beast. Don't do it. Don't bow down. It's like you're you're gonna eternally damn yourself if you do that. And basically that's what I was doing, um, because that's where most of the people in the dream were heading towards, was that big golden. And if you think about it, it reminds me of Nebuchadnezzar. If I stand correct on that, please quote me if I'm wrong. Where he had made a golden statue, and he was trying to make the people, which were the slave workers who built the statue, he was trying to make them worship and bow down to King Nebuchadnezzar. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they didn't. Well, those were their aliases, but I forgot their real names. Those were their names given to them, and those are the ones that I know. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They didn't want to bow down because that's idolatry. I mean, they didn't want to worship something. They didn't want to worship another man, for one, and they didn't. They also weren't going to worship a golden statue. They're not going to worship that. That's he was just a man. So instead, they just stood up, and everybody else was bowing down. And so that's when Nebuchadnezzar, you know how it goes, he got really mad, and he had the furnace heated tenfold, and they were thrown into the furnace, but they were not burnt. Okay, the fire did not touch them, because everything, whether it be fire, water, wind, lightning, It does not matter what it is. Everything obeys to the name of Jesus Christ. Everything must obey. Everything must obey. If God says fire, don't burn them. Fire has to obey because God created everything. Okay? Everything obeys to the name of Jesus. Okay? So now and in the other part of that dream, I saw what looked like I was telling myself in the continuing in that dream, I was telling myself that I had saw Jesus and that he was so beautiful and that he was so beautiful. And in the dream I started weeping, you know, tearing up. And when I said that, and let's see, and what was weird is it's like I was standing in the street in the dream, and I was looking at like towards this bus stop area, and this this ghost like figure, like it was white, like crystal white. And I can't, I'm trying to describe it. It was obviously a person, it was a man, but in the spirit. And it was like crystal white, you know. He was kind of transparent, like you could just barely see through him. And I don't know if that was Jesus. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I couldn't see his face. All I could see was the figure of him. He had a robe on. You know, had the, I don't know. It just looked like I was looking at a very like a crystal or something, like a crystal illuminating in the sun. I don't know. I can't explain it, but hopefully I explained something to you. And then in the dream, I had a vision within the dream where I saw a war going on. You know, I saw tanks. I saw tanks shooting other tanks, and I saw like a war going on in the dream. So, you know, there was just a bunch happening. Hopefully you guys can help me interpret this, all three of those dreams. Hopefully you can. Um, Hopefully, I don't know if I'll get any more dreams, but you know, hopefully you can help me interpret those dreams. And yeah, thanks for watching.